Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam. Please do make sure you subscribe to my channel and like this video. Okay, so in the news today, I actually sold half of my Ethereum. Now, of course, I'm definitely going to regret selling it because the price of every coin will go up, but maybe in the short term, in the long term, the coins that are bought after selling Ethereum are way superior. And of course, when those coins moon, they're going to give more benefits, right? So I sold my Ethereum when it got to $2,000, and just in case you think I'm a hater of Ethereum, let me show you something. So I did this video in April 2020, telling people why Ethereum would hit $20, $2,000, and as at then Ethereum was about $197 per Ethereum, right? And it got to $2,000 that I predicted, and I've sold half of those Ethereum. I didn't say all. I sold just half of it. Why? Because the guys at Ethereum, the Ethereum community guys, right, are still working on making Ethereum faster. So that's the reason why I didn't sell all. So I sold half of my Ethereum to buy EOS. Now, why am I doing that? Of course, I've already showed us in news how that Ethereum is getting unusable, the fees are going up, Bitcoin is getting unusable, and there's a normal trend. When people start seeing the huge fees and the slow transactions, they tend to ask themselves the question, and the question they ask is this: is there a way for me to make these same cryptocurrency transactions at a way low, cheaper fees, and those transactions get confirmed faster, right? That is usually the case, right? And when questions like this start coming up, answers start coming in. So the answers are what? Number one is Binance Smart Chain. Why? Because Binance has the biggest exchange in the world, right? So of course they have the attention. So that's why Binance Smart Chain is number one. But Binance Smart Chain is not the final answer. So if you've been following my channel, you should have known about Blocktivity. These are the right answers: EOS, Telos, Proton, and Hedera Hash Graph, right? So these guys will be the final destination because according to my final my last video, right, Binance Smart Chain is just a little bit better than Ethereum, while EOS, Telos, and these guys are way better than Binance Smart Chain and Ethereum put together, right? So that is the reason why I sold half of my Ethereum for EOS. And of course I bought some of this and I bought some of this. I already had some EOS before I had to buy more. Now these are some of the reasons why I bought more EOS. No single manipulation in price. The EOS guys don't pump up the price of their coins. So there's no way in the future where they'll be sued by either SEC or any third party for manipulating the price of EOS. Right? That is number one. And I'm going to add a point: SEC settlements, SEC free. That's number one. Very scalable. Now EOS is very scalable, and EOS has clocked a TPS of about 3,996 transaction per second, while Binance Chain has done 26.4 TPS, right? So 26.4 transaction per second, and EOS has hit as high as 3,996, right? So what else? It's Binance Smart Chain has a block time of average of 3 seconds. Block time. I've done that in that video. Why EOS has a block time of 0.5 seconds, as seen here on Blocktivity, 0.5 seconds. Now if you move up here, you see Ethereum fees. They are actually going through the roof, and the average Ethereum fee is about $21, and Bitcoin fee is about $23. Now if you notice, the EOS fees were not added here, right? They didn't add EOS fee here. That's because EOS has no fee. And of course I head on to their group and asked them a simple question. I was like, hey, where's the question? So I said, can you also add EOS fees? Okay, now this is my other account, right? So I'm viewing the Telegram group with my private account. So can you also add EOS fee? At least let it be known to the world that not all blockchains have compulsory fees. And then they replied, that's a good idea, but there are two problems. How could we define the fee if there is none? So there's actually no fee, right? An empty circular progress bar, wouldn't it be now of course these are the guys behind Blocktivity, wouldn't it be seen as an intent from Blocktivity to hype EOS? Right, so these guys, they know the truth, but they don't want to put it out there because they don't want to get into trouble with their friends. We try to remain neutral. So I don't think you remain neutral by hiding the truth, because it's the truth. If you say there is no fee when there is fee, that is when you're not neutral, because you're lying. You see? And then I was like, well, you're not telling lies. You're really just stating what is out there, right? And then they replied again, that's the problem I see. EOS transaction fee is basically zero. There is no transaction fee. Just recently, they added transaction fee to the EOS blockchain, making the transaction fee optional, right? Making if you want to do optional transaction fee, you can do that. Paying or staking, that would be nice to show it on the website, but adding a third wheel at zero with zero fees and 24 hours chain doesn't look good, right? So there are so many good stuff about EOS out there, but you won't hear them because most of these top platforms don't want to hurt their friends, right? So that is the reason why I bought one of the reasons why I bought EOS, right? So it's super fast, and people are going to, of course, it's decentralized. If you've done your research, get a programmer to check the blockchain out. It's actually decentralized. Optional fees for users. Token holders get the optional fees, right? So on the Ethereum and Bitcoin network, the transaction fees gets to the miners, while on EOS the optional transaction fees goes to those who hold the EOS coins. Now, one of the reasons why a lot of people sold their EOS because they thought the company behind EOS were not committed to EOS, which is Block One. But recently, they've showed commitment. As you can see, this is the CEO of Block One. He has EOS and BTC on his profile, meaning bullish on EOS and BTC. So a lot of people believe that they are trying to build a solution that will make EOS be a second layer solution for BTC. Right, I'm prepared to go forward with it. BTC EOS bullish. So that's their DApp number one. DApp number two, which has been one of the oldest, is that the voice social media platform these guys built years ago was not on EOS all this while, right? So they just recently announced that the voice token will run on EOS, right? So I currently have well over 10,000 voice tokens. So so this is proof that they are actually coming to EOS. So they are moving their dApps to EOS. Now BTC on EOS, I've already talked about that, and the SEC free. Now, what do I mean by SEC free? Now, if you just do a simple search, you remember, or maybe you've heard the news that XRP actually had issues with SEC, right? So that's one of the issues. Now, XRP they built something really nice, right? For the banking sector, but they had issues with SEC, and that made the price crumble. Now, Block One has settled with SEC. Block One has no issues with SEC. They've been cleared from the SEC. Just in case you're not aware, let me do that. Block One SEC. SEC orders block to pay $24 million. So they've paid the dues, and they don't have any issue with SEC. Not now, not in the future, and they won't have any issue in the future from SEC because of price manipulation that can happen. So of course, they have human readable names, right? Human readable names and all beautiful features that you need on a blockchain. Now, the only issue, of course, there are issues. Let me talk about the issues here. The only issue you're going to have on EOS is that the guys building the EOS, you won't find them making posts that would make you want to buy EOS. You know why? Because they don't want any issue from SEC. They don't want legal issues. So they keep the markets neutral. Let the community pump the bag if they want to. Right? And that to me is a smooth operation, because you don't want to find yourself on the wrong side of the law. So these are the reasons why I actually bought more EOS. Number one is scalable, decentralized, optional transaction fees, right? It's way faster than the top blockchains we use today, right? So, and of course the guide behind Block One are moving their solutions over to the EOS blockchain finally, right? Of course, every transaction, every cryptocurrency transaction, that means if you buy Bitcoin, you buy Ethereum, you buy EOS, these are risky investment, because they could crash to zero at any time. So this is not a financial advice for you to buy Ethereum, EOS, BNB, or any of these coins, right? So make sure you're buying them at your own risks, right? So I might regret selling my Ethereum tomorrow. I might regret selling my BNB tomorrow. I've not sold any BNB yet. Oh yeah, I've sold 50% of my BNB also. I might regret buying more EOS, but that's how to make the money. You take the risks to make the gains. All right, guys. See ya.